Good morning. These are the directions to go and complete the assignment about finding where Brian is. So the first thing we need to do is go to our Humanities Google Classroom. In our Humanities Google Classroom, you click the classwork section, and right here it is Where is Brian? This is a Flipgrid presentation. Now we've been working on this for about 2 weeks, but I just wanted to go over exactly how it's going to be graded. The only thing you have to turn in is a Flipgrid video. Here's the attachment. The time limit on the Flipgrid is 3 minutes, so just to give you an idea, it doesn't need to be 3 minutes. It doesn't need anywhere near 3 minutes. But I wanted to go over the rubric so you knew exactly how it was going to be graded and what to do. So we've been working on this now for about 3 weeks. We've actually been working on it since the very beginning of Hatchet. But we've been talking intensely about it for about 2 weeks now. We have learned all of our geography information and all of our geography academic vocabulary and terms. We took a test on it, and most of you did very, very well, which was awesome. That means we know exactly how to explain where Brian is. We also went back and, well, while we were reading the book, we went through the book and wrote down very important information about where Brian went and how his location, or how to find him when he got stranded. And we took the combination of those notes and and our geography academic vocabulary. We combined them on last week, either Thursday or Friday, depending on what period you have me. So we talked in class, and the things that we determined in class were that Brian started in a very specific city in New York. It's in chapter 1. We also said that Brian was heading to the oil fields of Canada. And just to help you out a little bit, we did a group search, and if you scroll down, I posted the thematic map of the oil fields of Canada, and we talked about layering this map on top of our Nat Geo, our Google Earth map, to determine what part of Canada we can choose. Now, once we've chosen a part of Canada, we're just going to pick a general spot on Google Earth and zoom in to that general spot. And once you've zoomed in, if you type oil field, you should be able to find an oil field. Using this thematic map, you can find the basic location of where the oil fields are. And then once you've found the basic location of where the oil fields are, go to Google Earth, zoom in, type oil fields, and you should be good to go. Now that you've done that, you know his beginning and final destination for his flight plan. So you are going to plot those 2 points on Google Earth, and then you are going to draw a line between them. That is the flight path. You're going to then use the information from the book to determine approximately where in the flight plan, or where on the flight path, the pilot had a heart attack and veered. We had lots and lots and lots of conversations. I actually showed you how to do this in class. If he veered right, that heads straight north, which we know that's the answer. So now you choose a spot anywhere in the middle part of the flight path that you believe Brian is where the pilot had the heart attack. You're going to then draw a line straight north as far as you think he went. Now let's talk about the clues that to help us determine where we think how far he might have gone. Our first clue is that he traveled 170 minutes, and we think he might have been going about 160 miles an hour. So that was our first clue. Our second clue was that he he crashed in the Canadian wilderness. So he doesn't quite make it to the tundra. So if you look on Google Earth, you can tell by looking at a physical map that where the wilderness meets the tundra. And I actually showed you that in class. So make sure you don't get too far into the tundra, the Canadian tundra. You can also do any research you'd like to find out all of these facts if you need to look them up. So now that we are at the edge of the wilderness, not quite in the tundra, off of the flight plan, due north, we drop down on Google Earth. Now we zoom in, and what you need to do is you need to find a lake that has an L shape. Now, I want you to take a moment right now, because remember, there is not a lake that I am expecting you to find. Everyone's going to be in a different location, and that's fantastic. The purpose of this is to apply the knowledge that we've gained from our geography academic terms. The purpose of this is to use maps, both thematic and physical and political maps, and combine the use of all different kinds of maps in order to figure out a location. That's the purpose. Okay? So there is not a correct or wrong answer as long as all of the evidence supports where you are. And your evidence is, where did Brian start? Where did he finish? Where did the pilot lose control? What direction did they head? And how far were they on that path? And did he land in a lake that's the shape of an L? That's all the evidence. If you can tell me all of that to get to your location, it's perfect. Okay? So, then, once you found that, you're done. And you're ready for your presentation. So let's talk about what your presentation is. In your video, I expect you to clearly explain all stages of Brian's journey using academic vocabulary: north, south, east, west. Using how did I say it in class? I'm sorry. Using explaining, if we go to a political map and plot this city in New York, and then we go to a thematic map and find the oil fields in Canada and choose one, we can connect those two on Google Earth, and this would be the flight path. When the pilot leg hit the right pedal, it made the plane veer right. Well, the plane was headed what direction? And then if it turns right, what direction is that? That would be our academic vocabulary. You're going to need directional. Also, you need to explain to me where your point is. What is the line of latitude and longitude? You can find it on Google Earth. You need to explain to me what kind of maps were used along the way and what direction you are heading in at all times. That is quality of information and amount of information. Amount of information is making sure you got all the turns correct. Quality of information is making sure you use all the academic vocabulary in order to explain where you are going. Again, this should all be review. I've now taught this 3 times, so this will be the 4th time you're hearing it, so we should be good. Okay, sources. Every step in the events that happen in the book, you need to state, the book, you need to state which book, the name of the book, and you need to state the approximate location in the book. So the chapter is what we're looking for right there. And then the maps. I want to know what kind of map for every single time. So if you say map, you're going to tell me, is it a physical map? Is it a political map? Is it a thematic map? What kind of map are you using? I need you to say, according to the compass rose, turning right when heading in this direction means you're heading in this direction. I'm trying to think of what else for sources. That's it. And then presentation. You guys are so good at this. I am so impressed. But the sources that I expect are, presentation. The presentation skills I expect to see toward the middle of 6th grade. I expect you to speak clearly. I expect to be able to understand what you are saying, and I expect you to share your screen at least one time to show us where on Google Earth you found Brian. So I hope this helps as far as directions. Everything else we've done in class now 3 times. We've even worked in groups to help each other. And you should be good to go. I hope you have enjoyed this project. I know it's difficult, but it's a great way to apply map skills.